narrative has changed, and this time it is changed for good. Watch carefully, because the war in Ukraine is no longer the conflict the world believed it understood. What once looked like a slow, exhausting stalemate, defined by trenches, mud, and frozen front lines, has now transformed into something far more dangerous. This is no longer a phase of waiting, it is a phase of motion. A structural shift is underway, and its consequences are already reshaping the battlefield. Those contact lines that seemed immovable for months, defensive belts built to resist any breakthrough, now show visible signs of collapse. Entire sectors are no longer holding. And what defines this new phase is not how much territory changes hands, but how fast it happens. These are not advances measured over weeks. We are seeing positions fall in days. That speed is what has begun to unsettle Western military planners. What truly alarms analysts is not simply Russian momentum, but the unexpected fragility of Ukrainian defenses in areas once considered secure. Positions described as layered, hardened, and resilient have unraveled with surprising speed. Almost no one predicted this pace. Even the most pessimistic Western forecasts underestimated how quickly some defensive systems would fail. One conclusion is unavoidable. The balance has not just shifted, it has fractured. So why now? Is this the result of a sudden technological leap, a logistical failure, or something deeper, a transformation in how war itself is being conducted? To answer that, we must move beyond headlines and focus on structure, tempo, and endurance. This is not about one weapon or one battle. It is about systems colliding under sustained pressure. One unmistakable signal of this shift is the rapid capture of multiple urban centers. Entire towns have changed hands without the prolonged resistance expected in modern urban warfare. Cities that should have become grinding fortresses instead fell with a speed that defies traditional military logic. This is not coincidence. It reflects a fundamental change in how operations are being executed. Russian units, once criticized for poor coordination and inconsistent execution, now display a level of operational coherence that was absent earlier in the war. Command and control appear tighter. Resources are applied with precision, and most importantly, past failures have been studied and corrected. What we are witnessing is not improvisation, it is adaptation. This transformation did not happen overnight. It is the result of long-term developments converging at the same moment. Inside Russia, military production has shifted fully to wartime footing. Inside Ukraine, manpower and logistics are under relentless strain. And within Western political systems, support faces delays, debates, and competing priorities. Together, these forces are reshaping the battlefield. To see how this new reality plays out on the ground, we can look at a single location, a town that may seem insignificant on a map, yet reveals everything. In battles like these, Ukrainian units entrench themselves inside buildings, defending every position with discipline and resolve. They fought hard, they refused to retreat, but determination alone was not enough. Here, a new Russian operational model became clear. Victory did not come from overwhelming brute force. Instead, it came from integration. Reconnaissance drones continuously mapped the airspace, creating a live three-dimensional picture of the battlefield. Every defensive position, every movement, every vulnerability was identified in real time. FPV attack drones followed, striking precisely where defenses were weakest. Artillery did not fire blindly. It shaped the battlefield deliberately, isolating positions, cutting escape routes, and suppressing reinforcements. And critically, infantry no longer advanced without intelligence. Every maneuver was guided by real-time aerial data. This was not a traditional engagement. It was a multi-domain operation executed as a single system. Sensors, firepower, and maneuver worked in synchronization. That is the defining characteristic of this new phase of the war. These battles demonstrate something essential. Russia is no longer reacting, it is orchestrating. Each component, from the smallest drone to heavy artillery, functions as part of a cohesive combat ecosystem. This system generates consistent pressure, sector by sector, without pause. But the deepest change is not only about capability, it is about time. Early in the war, Russian offensives were large, centralized, slow, and predictable. That model is gone. In its place is constant pressure through small, frequent assaults across multiple axes, micro-offensives that never allow recovery. The effect is devastating. Ukrainian commanders are forced into permanent crisis management. Reinforcements move to one hotspot, only for another sector to ignite. Gaps are patched, then immediately reopened elsewhere. This is not just territorial loss, it is the erosion of defensive coherence. Russia now dictates the tempo, Ukraine reacts, and in modern warfare, tempo often matters more than territory. Tempo shapes morale, overwhelms decision-making cycles, and determines outcomes long before maps are redrawn. To understand why Ukrainian defenses are giving way so quickly, we must look at the most unforgiving element of war: logistics. Logistics is the bloodstream of combat. Without it, even the bravest force cannot function. Artillery ammunition shortages are severe. Air defense reserves are thinning, opening corridors once closed. Precision systems arrive too slowly to offset losses. Even Ukraine's once dominant drone sector now struggles to sustain the consumption rates demanded by the front. Manpower pressure is equally critical. Veteran units are exhausted. Rotations are irregular or non-existent. Newly mobilized units lack the cohesion and battlefield resilience of experienced formations. This is not a tactical failure, it is a structural degradation of warfighting capacity. Meanwhile, Russia's military-industrial base operates continuously. Ammunition production exceeds that of many NATO states combined. FPV drones are produced at scale, integrated into a stable supply system rather than emergency improvisation. This creates endurance, and endurance decides wars. Western support remains firm in rhetoric, but slower in execution. Political divisions, economic pressure, and shifting strategic focus toward the Indo-Pacific all contribute to delays. In a war defined by tempo, delay is decisive. What we are witnessing is not collapse through defeat, but imbalance through endurance. Two systems are competing. One sustains pressure, the other struggles to match it. And in modern war, time becomes a weapon. If you want clear, structured analysis that goes beyond headlines and explains how modern wars are truly fought, subscribe to NeuroIntelE. Stay informed, stay analytical, and stay ahead of the narrative.